So here we have my Pinwheel journal, and I've made this to match my Hyacinth Fairy journal kit and my Hyacinth Fairy snippet roll cluster kit. It uses elements from both of those kits, but you don't have to use those. You can use whatever you want to make this. The idea is to give you the tutorial for making this little addition, but also take it in a more journally direction if you want to. So you've got some additions. If you were making a card, for instance, you might just put a panel there with a greeting or something, but we've gone one step further and we've journaled it up with pockets and flaps and little journaling cards, little pieces of ephemera. At the moment these aren't behaving because they've only just been made, but they'll bed down quite nicely. So there's pockets, little bits of ephemera, and this lovely little flip arrangement which you can make out of anything that's of a suitable size. So come with me and we'll make this Pinwheel journal edition, or as it's a standalone item. It'd be lovely as happy mail, or as part of your journal, or just a little curio in its own right. Let's see how it's made. Hi, so I've got my bits and bobs together. I've got 4 large journaling cards from my Hyacinth Fairy junk journal kit. You don't have to use these, you can use anything. You need 4 cards of the same size, and I've reverse printed these. I've also got some bits from the matching Hyacinth Fairy snippet roll kit. Again, you can use whatever you like, just some little bits and bobs. And I've also got a piece of card here that I've reverse printed. It's different on both sides. Now this piece is going to form the tower for the centre of our card, and you need it to be however long your cards are, and you need 4 sections 1 inch wide and then a little tab as well, so that when you fold this up it forms a square like that. And we can go ahead and do that now. So quite simply, cut your piece of card as long as you need it to be, and then make 4 score lines 1 inch apart and allow a little bit of a tab as well. Very, very simple and straightforward. And I'm going to do mine with the dark side on the inside because I quite like that to show, I think. So I'll glue this together. I need to get a bit of bigger glue on there. It's a hard squeeze to get that out for some reason. And then I'm going to actually just lay that down flat like that and bring this piece down over the top of it. And that's as simple as that is. When we open that up, we have a box. And now we can, I might employ my big glue for this actually. Quite simply glue. When your glue comes out of your thing, come on, glue. I'm going to do 2 of these actually at once, and I'm going to let the glue go tacky for a moment or 2. Let's get glue on my fingers, why not? Just to let my glue go tacky so that it will actually grab when I put it down. You could use tape for this if you wanted, I suppose. Right, and glue this flush with one of the edges of your box shape, like that. Is that flush, Emma? Is it? No, is it? Check that out. And the next one goes down. Whoops. Flush with that edge there, and you'll see that we begin to form this pinwheel shape. That's pretty cool, isn't it? And right, so we're going to flip that round now. So that's where we were, and we can just flip that round to reveal the next side of our box. Get some glue on there. Come on. I'm going to let that grab again for a second. I've also printed out another sheet from my Hyacinth Fairy cluster kit, snippet cluster kit, which I may or may not use for these extra little pockets. We'll see how we go. And then, oh look, I've put both perfumes together. Didn't mean to do that, but we're done now. That's fine. Stick that one on. And one more flip. Speak very nicely to the glue, Jeannie. Come on, please. Please, I'll give you whatever you want. I've got glue on there now. I didn't want to do that at all. I'll spread that out a little bit. Stick it on before letting it go tacky because I'm so impatient. Pop that on there. And there we have, whoops, our Pinwheel card. But we're not going to stop there. No, 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 we're not, because we're junk journalers at heart. Well, a lot of us are. I am. So I'm going to take these bits and pieces from the Hyacinth Fairy snippet roll cluster kit, and I'm going to make something of these panels here. And this is why I printed this sheet out. I want to make some pockets to go on here. I've also got a little bit of card left over here, which I've already creased, so I won't use that. So let's make some cards. I'm going to start by trimming down. I'll trim off camera. So here's my little piece of card cut out, and I'm just going to trim this down now to make a pocket. I'm one of those that doesn't really like measuring very much with the ruler. I'll always go in there and actually mark it off and then trim down. There we are. I don't want all that length, I feel sure of it. Let's come down a little bit further to about there, I think. I'm not going to put tabs on these pockets. I don't want to be able to get lots of things in there because I don't want lots of bulk. So that's that. That's me with a nice little pocket. I found my circle punch that went missing after I tidied up, and it was right in front of my eyes the whole time. So I'll cut a little thumbnail as centrally in there as I can without having to measure anything, because life's too short. Maths and I don't get on at all, which is funny because I spend a lot of time designing things. I love designing templates, and I've got some really quite interesting and complicated things on the go at the moment. But actually numbers and measuring and I do not get on. So that's rather nice. I'll stick that little pocket in place. And all of a sudden we have a little little pinwheel journal. How cool is that? I've got a little bit of ephemera that I can ink up first. Oh, I do like ink edges. So we'll just quickly ink that. Pop that in there before the glue's even had a chance to dry, which lets me know where I'm heading with the rest of it. Do I want to pop any ephemera up there? I may. Maybe I'll just pop that bit up on that edge there. Why not? It's a little bit of decoration. I didn't ink. Annoying. There we are. That will do for that. Let's flip over to the next page and have a look what we can do here. I've got these beautiful pieces and panels. I can layer up a little. I could make that just as a little flap, couldn't I, to tuck something behind. Let's do that. Not an actual pocket as such. I'm only going to glue on the bottom. Have I got a corner rounder anywhere? Who knows where that's disappeared to. Right, I'll stick this on. Just with the seam of glue at the bottom. I'll go a little bit deeper with that glue, just to give it a good amount of adhesion. and I'll pop that about there, I think. And then I've got room for a couple of little tags, which I am going to ink. In there. Anything for the front of this little piece here? I've got the other one of those there. I've got bits and pieces that I haven't actually cut out as well. Off to the side here. Anything on there? This little fairy here is quite nice. And she's not too big. You can always, oh, look at that there. You can always, where's the good scissors? There they are. These are my favourite scissors. They're fabric scissors. Mum bought me a sewing machine for my 50th birthday. And I'm not that much of a sewer, so I don't use the sewing machine that often, and I use all of the beautiful scissors that she bought me, the beautiful fabric scissors that she bought me to cut paper, every single one of them. And I really should know better because I was brought up by my mum, who's a keen seamstress. And yeah, if she knew, she'd go bonkers. Don't tell her. Maybe she'll watch this video and then I am in trouble. But I figured, you know, I've got to use these beautiful scissors. A little bit of ink on there. And then I can maybe pop you off on here. And again, I think what I'm going to do, for the sake of being maximising my potential, I'm just going to pop her down there. So now we've got this double little tab thing going on. That's too small. A vase of flowers, cut that out quickly. I love hyacinths. I haven't got any in the garden, and I wish I did have, but I'll find some little ones in a pot from somewhere and put them on the kitchen table. Absolutely, oh, they smell beautiful. And the colours, oh, that blue, that is one of the most vibrant, that bluey purple one is just, absolutely blows my mind. And I always have to have one on the kitchen table. Soon, soon, soon. Those days will soon be upon us, and I can't wait. I've had enough of this blooming winter now. There, a little vase of flowers behind the fairy, and then a couple of little tabs behind that one. And that's that page sorted. I've glued hair in as usual. Let's flip it over again and decide what we're going to do with this page. Okay, so this page I'm going to keep it simple again. I've made a little pocket. I've got a couple of little tags, and I'm just going to go with those. And then I've got an idea for the final page. I kind of wished I'd have reverse printed these panels with the dark. I think that would have worked quite well. So I'll just pop that pocket on and pop my little tags in from the, or shall I let the glue dry first? It's an option. I won't let the glue dry first, who am I kidding? This one's a little bit wide whilst the glue is wet, that's the problem. So let's pop you in. Like I say, you won't get much in these pockets because, come on, because they haven't got any tabs on them, but that's grand. I don't want too much in these pockets. There we are, because I don't want this to be too bulky. And for the last spread, look at those falling out. Okay, you go and do that then. Pop you back in a minute. Look at that, this beautiful stained glass window hyacinth fairy, gorgeous. For the last one, I want to gather some bits and bobs that I'm going to leave a little bit of white paper on. I'll show you what I mean now. So I'm going to make a tab out of that little bit of white paper at the top there. The same for each of them. I'm going to make a few of these. Oh, look, I'm going to cut that off. There we go. It's painful, isn't it? Cutting things off and covering things up, but it's got to be done sometimes. Let's have a look what I've got left on my other little sheet from the Hyacinth Fairy Snippet Cluster Roll Kit. Snippet Roll Cluster Kit is what I mean to say. I'll give myself a little tab at the top. Right, so I've got 2. Let's get another one. I don't care if these aren't the right size, which they're clearly not. I'll go for this one, I think. And make my little tab at the top. And I need to fold all of these tabs. Where's my creasing board gone? Come here, mate. Give that a crease. Where the others disappeared to? There we are. I want 4, I think. I've got 3 so far. Let's have a look, see what else I can muster. So that's 3. I'll fold those tabs under and have a play about to see how this is going to work, because at the moment it's just an idea in my brain box. I'm going to put you there, I'm going to put you here, and I'm going to put you here. Does that work? Yes, that'll work fine. Bit of ink, and on this top edge here with the flap folded under, and I can position these exactly where I want them to be. I'll show you now. A bit too heavy on the ink in there. I'm going at a bit of a pace just to get it so you're not just watching me ink. So if I pop those down there like this, could even stick a little something on there. No, I don't think I will. I think I'll be letting myself down. Right, I'm going to stick the bottom one on first. So I want that to go back there. I can make myself a little mark with my little tool if I want to, so I know where I'm going. Glue. Shall I let that grab? I'll let that go tacky for a moment so that it'll grab. I need to do something with this glue tip. It's not coming out like it should. And my other one, this was the second one, wasn't it? I was going to put on. I'll spread that glue out. This will be going tacky now, I imagine. Wipe that. Wipe that on my trousers. Nobody will see it. Right, this one is going to go down about... Oh, I put myself a mark there, didn't I? Look at that. Let's obey that mark. There we are. Get it nice and straight and central. I haven't got much wiggle room now that my glue's going tacky. And I'll put my second one. Let's have a look how they're going to work together. Now let's have that little bit showing at the bottom, that Henry. That's aesthetic there, isn't it? Henry de Prato. All these people, you know, that we come across with these vintage images. It's absolutely amazing to me. It's like, who was he? But, you know, he was obviously very good at what he did. He was a composer, never heard of him in my life. And here I am using him in my little journal where, if I'm not careful, without even a second's thought. So there we are. Now I've got 3 little flips here that are kind of central. I've got this one here. I did reverse print this page. I don't know why that isn't printed. Oh, there we are. Oh no, I didn't reverse this one. This one is off the little bits of fussy cutting. I didn't reverse print that one. That's why I've got that one going on there. I could double side that if I trimmed that down, couldn't I? That might be nice actually. I'll do that. I will do. So pop a little bit of glue on there. Pop this way up so that you can see it the right way round when it's done. Give myself a little bit of ink on here to lose some of this white, although I don't anticipate losing it all. And that's fine. Could round my corners. I do like a rounded corner. I've got this one here. Might use that as a writing space, seeing as it's reverse printed. And then I've got this one here, and that's quite a nice big writing space, isn't it? Let's pop a little card under there just to finish that off there. And I could, if I wanted to, do I want to? I could leave that open on one side to make a little pocket. Let's do that because I've got this little fairy girl here carrying this basket of hyacinths, and she would go very nicely peeping out from that hyacinth piece. If she fits, I hope she fits. Let's say she's gonna fit and hope for the best. She'll fit if I make it into a tuck spot. So I'll glue two sides there. And pop that on. Just really because I can't stop fiddling. I could just glue that down and that would be the end of it and that would be lovely. But no, we have to meddle with it, don't we? And then that will tuck in there just nicely. Right, let's have a look at what we've got. We can pop her in even though the glue's not dry. Don't have to put her in all the way. So here we are, it's all done. From the top it looks like this. We've got this centre column, this tower in the middle that everything else is stuck to, and it squishes flat like that. It's loads of fun. And so here's the page where we put the flips with this little tuck spot with a fairy underneath and writing space or whatever you want to do with that there. And we'll flip this over. These are misbehaving at the moment because they haven't had a chance to bed down, but they'll learn some manners as they get squished. And then we've got this page with a simple little pocket, bit of ephemera and a little bit of an embellishment there. And flipping it over again, we've got this little fairy tuck spot, little flap, with a bit of ephemera footy cut behind, and then we've got this other flap behind that with a couple of little journaling cards. And turning it over again, being mindful of these little flips that are misbehaving. They won't always misbehave, obviously. We've got another deep pocket and some nice little bits of ephemera again, and then we are back to the beginning. So there we are. I hope you've enjoyed that and you take it forward and do your own thing with it, with this general technique here. And I'll see you next time.